What's good, guys? So in this video I'm gonna be showing you guys what I'm looking at on gold and USDJPY. So these are the two pairs that I'm looking at, and I'm bullish in these two pairs. I'm bullish on gold and I'm bullish on USDJPY. So let me quickly show you guys what I'm looking at on USDJPY first. So right now you can see that the market is in an uptrend, right? Because what I do is that I follow the trend. I don't like trading against the trend. I like to follow the trend. So you can see that the market is currently bullish, all right, on XAUUSD, right? And you can see what we have here. So you can see what we have here, right? So now, since the market is bullish, right, I'm looking to get in on a retracement, right? So, and not just an ordinary retracement, right? I'm looking to get in into a retracement with what I call an order block, right? I don't know how you view your order block, but with what I call an order block, right? So firstly, you can see in this market, right? You can see how the market, you can see how this trade went all the way up, right? Created this high here and came down and created this high, right? So since the market created this high here and came down, created this higher low here and created this higher high here, right? And you can see what we have here. We have a push to the downside. Okay. Since we have this push to the downside, what am I looking at? I'm looking at to get in. So I'm looking at to get in an order block level, right? And you can see what the market did here. It created another block level for me. For this support order block, the previous bullish candle must be bigger than the previous bearish candle. So that's how I look at it, right? So this is one of the major confluence. So since the market created this order block, I map at the center of this red candle. You can see this previous red candle. I map at the center, and this is my entry. And now what made this trade valid? The major thing that made this trade valid is that the market already broke above this higher previous high, right? The market broke above this previous high. If assuming that the market did not break above this previous high, I wouldn't have considered entering even if I see an order block, all right? So this market broke above this previous high, showing that there is bullish momentum still on the market. So what I just did is to wait to see if the market will give me an order block level, and you can see what happened here. The market just gave me another block here, and I'm mapped out the center, and I'm getting in there, and I'm expecting the market to go higher. All right. So this what I'm looking at on USDJPY. All right. And I'm aiming for 1:5 minimum risk reward ratio. I'm aiming for 1:5. I risk around 20 pips to make at least 100 minimum. But this market is probably going to might end up doing 200 pips to the upside, right? So this is my major target, this next high, right? Or just 100 pips. That's my main target. But you can see aligned with this next high, right? This high, this previous high. So this is what I'm looking at in USDJPY. So let's look at gold. Let's look at gold and see what's happening there. Let's look at what's happening on gold. All right, so the same thing on gold, but on gold I use 3 hours time frame. I make use of 3 hours time frame. The same thing, nothing different. Just the difference is just that is in a different time frame, right? I'm quite bullish on gold, right? Because you can see we have this key level, right? Gold came there, and overall, when you go down to the daily time frame, you observe that gold is literally bullish, all right? When we move down to the daily time frame, you can see it broke above this high, came. So this might just be a higher low, right? This might just be a higher low. And if you know about liquidity, this is looking like a transactional liquidity, all right? Broke above this high, previous high, went up, came down, broke above the previous low, right? And this might just boom, move to the upside. And considering what's happening around the world right now, the war and the bombing and all that stuff, right? So I'm pretty bullish on gold. I'm not selling gold, not now. I'm not ready for that. So since I'm bullish on gold, so this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at here. So since gold was able to respect this major uh resistance level, which has turned to support level in this area. And you can see what we have here. Gold came here, right? And created this mini high here, this little high, and broke above it. And I broke above it. Still broke below it, right? So this is significant to me. So what I'm looking at is to enter in another block level. So where I'm looking at to buy gold is here. I'm looking at buying gold from here, but there are some downsides to this trade. I might not end up taking this trade again because I was looking at after gold broke above this previous high here. After gold broke above this previous high, right? Let me just scroll full screen. After gold broke above this previous high here, right? And created this new high, I was thinking that to get down to here because I wanted to buy just at this retracement. But now you can see it's creating another resistance. And this resistance that it created here, you can see it did not break above this previous high. If assuming that it broke above this previous high, that signifies that there is bullish momentum, right? I was expecting maybe a break above this previous high on this one, then maybe a retracement here for me to buy. So this gold trade, I'm no longer buying for the meantime. So I'm still watching and monitoring to see what happens. Okay. I can only buy if maybe if gold create this resistance here, if it ends up creating a major this resistance here, then goes up and breaks it, right? And then comes down here. That's the only reason that will make me to buy gold because that will show that there are bullish momentum. All right. So for now, I'm still watching gold. But for the USDJPY, I'm already set. I have my buy limits, everything set on USDJPY. So I'm just waiting for it to come to my entry. And I mean, that's it, guys. See you on the next one. Just ensure you subscribe because I'll be dropping my trade setups. That's whenever I see trade setup, I'm gonna be dropping it here. So you can also copy the trades. And that's it, guys. At least in a month, I'm gonna be dropping 2 to 3 to even 5 or 10 videos. But it will all be based on live market analysis, right? All right, so you can just watch it and see if you can pick a few stuff. And if you want, you can also copy the trade and risk as low as possible. So that's it, guys. So I'm looking at USDJPY buys. Hopefully this market gets to my entry and I'm getting it. All right, guys. Let's see what happens. USDJPY have been pretty strong. And if you look at GBP USD, GBP USD have been dropping. The dollar is have been pretty strong all this while. So that's it, guys. See you on the next one.